and then they lost to 16-10 to Little Bocks. So overall, Please Send Help is very good on this map, but so is Little Bocks. And we're going to see as the first round of the NA Decider matchup, the final spot for IEM Dallas. This is it for these two teams. We'll see some early action B. It's a stack already, and so much information for Smiley, who's all the way past Playground already.
It's a great spawn-based peek there for Smiley, getting all that information towards Fountain, clearing up and allowing Little Bocks to set up for this 4-player stack on B. Senna pushing in, big hitter for this team, but already teammates falling around her. Bouchard and Kimmy finding 3 total. Senna finally trades 1 back and gets a second as well, but Sapphire's right into the trade, leaving Jessica's all alone, and Sapphire mops her up. Smiley was on the flank, no escape and no survival for Please Send Help. 1-0 to kick things off for Little Bocks in a very dominant pistol round.
Yeah, that's an important pistol round for the game. CT side pistol goes in their favor. No bomb plant for Please Send Help, so they can't even get a force buy in this next round. It's just probably going to be the 5 Glocks to storm through onto a site. Everybody with head armor on Little Bocks, so nobody should be taken down too easily from these Glocks, and it looks like it'll just be a quick B play. So they start to make their way towards Connector. It's going to be a heavy presence there. A lot of nade damage onto Senna to start the early rounds. The rest of the team going to try and storm their way through, and Bouchard is going to back up with Kimmy here. They're going to go back to the A site, and smart from them. They know it's a Glock round. Don't want to die in any dangerous situations. Give a gun for free over to the Little Bocks, or should I say for the Please Send Help team.
Yeah, the FAMAS on Bouchard is a very advanced position. It's a bit scary because she could get overwhelmed there, but the MP9 backing up close is the saving grace right now. Kimmy up there in that position on the flower pop. Bouchard with the opening kill. Sprays away for a second. Gets dinged down, though. Has to be very careful now. Very vulnerable. Senna closing the gap. Will put her down, but there's the trade from Kimmy. The FAMAS will potentially be recovered. Yeah, well, Kimmy decides to go for the FAMAS over the MP9, which, granted, that is a debatable position, but the FAMAS for the long-range map of Overpass does seem to have the advantage, but this will be the first test for the Little Bocks here. Please Send Help with the rifles. Picky Kiki on the back 10, though. So that's the one question mark I have for this Please Send Help buy. They could have gone for the rifle buy. Could have gotten the Galil instead of the Mac 10, but maybe Mac 10 con, get that close range, close angle clearing, and trying to get that map.
Yeah, so from watching these teams a lot, Please Send Help's their default on Overpass is pretty stable. It's a very easy to read kind of thing. You know what they're going to do on the T side. They love sending Piggy Kiki into Connector a lot of their rounds on T side. Mads usually lurks over towards the B site waiting for a monster push, and from there it kind of can spread out a little bit to get some information. But as far as that is known, Little Bocks should know that decent bit of information if they spot one of those 2 players. Kimmy's in a great spot, but it doesn't matter because Senna's there with the first headshot. There's another player close in bathroom zone. Bouchard doesn't hear it, and Senna comes up and gets another piece of the pie here to get the advantage over to Please Send Help. Now 2 players gone towards this A site. Quick rotation over, but Senna with a huge round already.
It's a great entry, double entry there for Senna out towards bathrooms, and this is something that Please Send Help can really scale off of to success. The money's not that great for Little Bocks either, so this could give Please Send Help a tie scoreline or a good chance at it. Lover Girl entering in towards the A side now. Sprays down the first. Good flash support from Senna. Girl tagged down to 11 HP, though. Probably just going to play a little more passive now. Kinetta and Sapphire, though, seem to concede the site. 2v5 retake. No way that's usually going to work. The odds far against them, and they are going to try and save here. Take these guns into the next round, something they desperately need because of the lack of economy, especially saving that M4. It's going to be huge. And even the MP9, still a very good gun in close-range to mid-range fights. So keeping both these guns up, the Molotov as well on Sapphire, very big, very important. Please Send Help, going to dominate that first gun round, and that's all Senna towards bathrooms.
Yeah, Senna, I was going to talk about Senna, one of the key players for Please Send Help. She's the main op on this team, but with entries like that, it's pretty nice to start the game out, and especially to be able to start the first gun buy, really, between these 2 teams. That is an incredible start for them. I'm surprised Kinetta didn't go for try and find an exit, maybe upgrade the MP9, because it is a gun saved, sure, but it's not the greatest of things going into a team full of AKs, and Kiki's able to upgrade the Mac 10 to an M4, so full upgrades over there for Please Send Help. And we'll see the interesting decision here from Bocks as we get our first pause of the series. What they decide to do, saving 2 guns, an MP9, and an M4, and 3K for each player, they are going to force up. I think that's the right call. You're going to have to go into a double save no matter what, pretty much, if you lose this round with the extra guns. So it's an awkward decision, but it's something they want to try and keep control on their CT side against Please Send Help.
Yeah, definitely a good time to take your time out, though. Figure out how you want to play this, how you want to set up, and saving those 2 guns definitely does lead into a buy. It's a great call from Please Send Help, or rather from Little Bocks, excuse me. That's what they have to do here. And for Please Send Help, they also get a little bit of time to figure out what they want to do. They've been pretty defaulty aside from the pistols, and we'll see if they want to continue that here, go for a set piece in the early going. Looks to be another bit of a default from them, though, as they seem to be very prone to do that double up con control. But Little Bocks are ready for this here. 2 stationed on the con stairs and very heavy A pressure. Actually, 4 out of 5 players from Little Bocks on the A site to start this one off. And that's a big gamble, especially as your MP9 is the only player on the B side proper. The only player that could really support B aside from the con players. And if there was a monster rush, B's already under control of Please Send Help as a gamble play, but it could work out. Kinetta, that's a good start. Will swing for the second. Good trade back, but there's Sapphire, 2 for 1, and Little Bocks will take that one nicely.
That M4 getting the dink, but not the kill on the Sapphire is pretty important for the Bocks to stay alive and be able to rotate that second player and the switch on over, as people call it, the Bogdan's Law, trying to put the lower HP member with the weaker of things, or obviously an op in this case, in the better cases, but an MP9 in this one is you want to get that M4 on someone with a certain amount of health. But Please Send Help with 45 seconds, 3 versus 4. Now I have to try and get back with one another and collect some information. But I do really like how Little Bocks switched it up this round. I already talked about how the default for Please Send Help does put a lot of effort and emphasis on that connector control. And losing that, they already are at a huge disadvantage in this round. And with 30 seconds, they're going to have to push towards Kimmy and towards Bouchard on the back of the site, who are just going to fall back into a retake scenario. Not a bad idea from the Little Bocks team. They want to play the numbers. Bouchard will come back over and try and rotate. And now 15 seconds left. Please Send Help has to get on the site.
Bouchard spots the first, sprays away, but Jessica's still alive, about half HP, but not for long. Kimmy delivers the dome shot. Mads and Senna now have to post up 2 of the best here for Please Send Help. If there was to be a 2v4, this would be the pair to do it.
Silencer spot.
Already spotted out as well. Senna needs that kill, gets it, swings wide, spots out a couple more, sprays away, and doesn't find a second before eventually falling. Mads now in a very good spot. One up top, though, that's Sapphire. But Mads now knows the jig. They have to push, but Bouchard will put her down. It's going to be another round on the board here for the Little Bocks. A great retake coming through, but a lot more expensive than they would have liked. And the bomb plant means Please Send Help going to buy up again here and keeping the economy honest in the early going on that CT side.
And that's just a great push at the end of this round. I'm sure we'll see. I like the early connector control, like I mentioned already from Little Bocks. Their initial idea was to try and boost up on those stairs, get an opportunity to kill somebody rotating from Monster into the water area. And that would have been a good start for them if Please Send Help put emphasis on B. But instead, the double connector still worked out for them. They were able to overpower the Masses, get a 2-for-1 trade. And like I mentioned, the really good idea of pushing that player in bathrooms. If you just leave them there, they're going to be pretty stuck. Now we're going to see some B aggression towards Mads. She'll be able to fall back in time, but it is 2 of them almost getting both through the gate. But it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. But that is all of B control pretty much in the hands here for Little Bocks to start this round.
The B control is nice, but the 1-for-1 trade does give a bit of map control and a bit of an advantage to the T side from this position, although it is pretty telegraphed now that it's going to be an A hit. Please Send Help could have gone down through con. They could have tried to audible it back towards the B site, but they were all very heavily committed towards long. And Senna has that op trained on Bang, seeing if anyone wants to peek outside of the APC or go for the jump spot here. Lover Girl to entry in. The smoke will actually keep one safe, so that's Kimmy. And Lover Girl with a good entry, a good flashbang. Blinds Bouchard, she's down for the count. Kimmy around the smoke, not for long. Out goes Smiley, and down goes Smiley, 1-for-1. Sapphire now in a 1v3. That's a bit of utility, but this is not a high odd situation. Another good smoke, or actually it was a flashbang for Lover Girl, which would lead to her demise. A little bit of an overpeak on the jiggle, but Senna up headshot seals the round, and Please Send Help strike right back on the guns. 2 rounds out of the first 5, not too shabby at all on the T side.
What a shot to start that round, to be able to take over that A site. And what I didn't like from Bocks right here, Smiley by herself, just trying to storm out. I know she's probably trying to go help Kimmy. That way she can kind of retake that site. But in a 2 versus 3 scenario, might be able to have affected that a little bit more. But with the op in Senna's hands now, and the CT side on the save, Please Send Up should be looking to try and cater this one back to a tied game. And this is exactly where Please Send Help are in their most comfortability against any other teams. They have Senna on the op. They have full control of the game and what they want to do on this T side. They're going to have every option against them, especially in this round. It's going to be a heavy stack in the bathrooms. All 5 players here from Little Bocks. Just one P250 on Kionetta, but the USP could still find some damage here if anybody peeks too early. And Police and Help are playing smart. Not trying to over-peek. They're just playing a spread default, waiting to see what information they can get.
Now, one thing I'm noticing early on from Little Bocks here is that they're reading this incredibly well. They're stationing the vast majority of their players towards A and Con. They're expecting this A-heavy default from Little Bocks round after round. Kill does come through from Kionetta there. Otherwise, it's pretty much a mop-up. Lovergirl actually 1 HP. Lucky to be alive out of that. But Little Bocks are reading the game really well right now, and Please Send Help, if they're not careful, are going to start getting caught here. I think next gun round would be a great time for a hard B play because of how heavy Little Bocks are reading this default and how much they're investing into it, expecting Please Send Help to do this every single round, which they have done pretty much every single round since the guns have come out. 1 or 2 in Con, heavy fountain pressure up towards A, with the 1 lurk towards B.
Yeah, it's a very stabilized T side and can be read very easily, and that's something Little Bocks has to try and take advantage of going into the rest of this first half. We'll see some quick aggression towards A long. There's going to be another just half by here. Jess with a nice entry into long. Senna in a bad spot against the rest of the pistols. That's going to be an up over. That's a huge pickup, and they get away with it. That could do a lot of damage still in this round. Kiki with a great shot on a Bouchard. Now just trying to collect these last kills. Another great shot from Kiki. Kionetta, though, with the opposite, what I was talking about, could be the problem here. Please Send Help has bomb. They're going to that A site. They just need to go recollect themselves. Let Kionetta sit here and party, because if they push any more, they might put themselves in a dangerous situation. Jess almost gets caught, but it's a quick round after what could have been a scary situation from the up dropping.
Yeah, 2 casualties from that situation. Not too shabby compared to what it could have been. Only 1 for Kionetta on the op. So overall, Please Send Help do escape better than they could have been, so they'll be counting their lucky stars out of that one. But here we go. Op for the CT side. Kimmy will start off with an op for the first time in this half right now for Little Bocks. And maybe this will give them a bit of a boon out towards that fountain hold, that stairs hold right now in the early going. But here's a B pressure here from Please Send Help, and Little Bocks are reading it. They've stacked 3 towards B. The first time they've done a B play since the pistol round itself, and they're ready for it. Please Send Help have to be ready. They have to be careful. The utility has to be on point. And even the other 2 A players are in a fast connector rotation spot, but on the scaffoldings, Mads will open up 2, and that's going to be a collapse of the B-side defense. Smiley burns 2 alive. All right, the damage comes through from Kionetta, and that salvages things to a 3v3, and from what seemed to be unwinnable for Little Bocks, the fire saves them, and they rise from the ashes into a 50-50 scrim.
And a great idea if they try to go for the boost here, maybe get Kimmy up towards the CT spot. I think would be great for Little Bocks to try and retake this site, get that player advantage once again. As Please Send Help have played it rather calmly ever since that Molly went down, but obviously a great retreat from Smiley, able to get that. Kimmy versus Senna could be the matchup here they're looking for, but the timing works out. But Kimmy misses that first shot. Still 3 versus 3, but now control as Little Bocks try to make their way towards site. Kiki sees the barrel, doesn't find those shots to land. It's Smiley, the first one to enter, but it's still a 2 versus 2. Both oppers left alive for these teams. Going to be up to that op battle to see who really can take over this site. Late Heaven Peak does work out, but Jess finds that kill late, and now it's just Kimmy left with the op. She'll go down in that matchup, and Please Send Help get that 5-3 advantage. Will put Little Bocks down to another save. And this is what I was expecting. It's aggression from Please Send Help, and obviously Mads in that round, 2 incredible entries, and even better, be able to control that site.
Great flash support coming in again for Please Send Help. That's been a constant for them so far. It's been a great part of their early T-side success, and they already have 5 rounds on T-side Overpass. They get 6, 7, and Overpass definitely should be theirs. Little Bocks might be quaking a little bit here as they're back on pistols and have not really been able to find any success aside from the pistol round. They won 1 gun round, 2 get off the back of the pistol, and Kiki's just going to be able to mop up a couple here in Con. Actually, only 1 kill. A rifle donated over to Little Bocks, and perhaps a little something more to come from them, a little more damage. Smiley has armor, so does Sapphire. So there's some danger here for Please Send Help.
And they get that over to Sapphire. So a still a decent chance, 1 rifle with armor in this round. It's basically like a buy here for Little Bocks, and they're going to full rotate and read this as Please Send Help starts to make their way towards A long. The rest of Little Bocks will also make their way towards that A side. It looks like they're keeping Kianetta back down there, but she'll also rotate. So it is a full commitment from Little Bocks. And you got to love it. You got to be able to be confident in yourselves and the read. And they're going to be reading into this as it'll be 3 players here. Nobody on site, though. That's the worry right now as Mads will just start to storm through, try and find some entries. Lovergirl going to help out. And Little Bocks had a great spot. They just didn't get all the way into the site like I thought.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, but they weren't able to do it. The kill by Lovergirl onto the AK of Sapphire really does give a lot more space and opportunity to please send help. Nice shot there from Kianetta. Maybe a little more damage to be done with the AK. No reason to save it, as this is a winnable, or at least do some damage. They're going to be full buying into the next. Senna, though, holding the angle around the dice boxes. Shuts her down in the end. Double the score now for Please Send Help, 6-3. And now the T-side economy is starting to grow. Only Kiki's really low on money, $950 in the bank, a couple players over 8K, one at 9, that's Mads, Lovergirl at 3,400. The money is starting to look really good for Please Send Help here, so they're streaking rounds together. And Little Bocks have been unable to get anything going on the guns consecutively, and that's becoming a big problem for the CT side. If they don't win this round now, the tide of this game swaps completely over into the hands of Please Send Help. And the actual final half scoreline just becomes almost a matter of formality for Please Send Help, where they can completely dominate this half and put Little Bocks into an awful position going to that T-side pistol.
Aggression from Little Bocks as they move up slowly to try and take control. Good flash, but they don't get anything off of it. Mads is there with the assistance of Lovergirl to just take it over, getting both kills, and now they'll have that B site. There's still 2 players here, though, from Little Bocks. They were stacking it once again. They flash the first off the site. Still one back in the water. Smiley holding it down, trying to keep the B alive, and she does. And she gets a second in the round. 3 versus 3 all of a sudden. Once again, Smiley being the heroic that Little Bocks need. She'll overly peek. Mad with low health, though, has to play this angle. Try and play for that position, but Smiley, with her 3rd in the round, gets a trade from Kiki. She's still alive. Smiley goes down. Kiki looking for a 3rd. 1 versus 1. It's Senna on the op versus Bouchard with the M4. 35 seconds left. Bomb is on site. And plenty of time technically still to work with here. 30 seconds is a lot for Senna to look for. Well, she's going to go for the aggression maybe as Bouchard starts to peek out. The shots will work out in Senna's favor. Couple of clicks with the P250 is all she needs, and Please Send Help almost to a winning half already on the T side, just 10 rounds in.
Yeah, Bouchard a little over antsy, a little over aggressive there, and it all starts with this short double spray down. Smiley tries to be the hero and does a great job getting 3, but it just was not enough to carry the team overall to victory. Bouchard with a good trade, but again, just over aggressive, overzealous, peeks out, doesn't have any info. I think was just trying to make sure the bomb was still down, that it hadn't been taken up towards the A site, anything like that, but just too over aggressive, too overzealous, got punished there. And now we get a technical pause from the looks of things. No, it's attack here from Little Bocks. So it's their 2nd timeout, and it does come at a very critical juncture. Please Send Help can win the half with this round victory, and Little Bocks won't really have too much to fight against it with a couple of deagles, a couple of P250s, a 5-7 on Smiley. Minimal utility overall, double flashes, a smoke, and a Molotov. 1 kit for Smiley does give them a bit of a hope for a defuse, and the 5-7 is quite good, especially in those close-range corners. But Please Send Help have all the advantages here to grab themselves the 8th round that they need to win this half. Little Bocks could even go forward into a meat grinder here if Please Send Help are ready for Mads backing off.
The flash.
Yeah, it's a great flash from Smiley, and Mads is taken down to 47. At the very least can try and recover the bomb. But Sapphire's gone forward. Sapphire's sitting actually just behind the chain link, and yeah, bomb's out, bailing out towards the A site. And Little Bocks with the AK on Kimmy now can really start to set up for this A take. Did Bouchard spot the head? I think she did. Yes, she did. And she finally converts the deagle spray down. Senna falls. Bouchard can't really get that op just too easily. Good jump spot. Spots a couple out towards long. They're going to try and clear her out here. Mads with that first contact, taken down to 5 HP. But Mads doubles down, bringing it to a 3v3. Smiley with the AK up towards Optimus. Molotov could flush her out. No, it'll go in towards jump up. Smiley has to be a hero this time, has to be the hero. Wow. But it's Mads instead with the 3K. And Sapphire left alone in a 1v3. Nothing but a P250 and a dream to try and clutch this one up.
And we do have to remember, this was a pistol round from Little Bocks that made it this close. Mads with a couple of incredible shots on 5 HP, gets the the headshot, I should say, from Long. That was just left to Sapphire. She'll get some damage and the kill on the Jess. So now 1 versus 2 all of a sudden with Mads on low HP. No kit, of course, for Sapphire, as we just mentioned. It's just a pistol round, but a lot of damage done towards the T side. See if Sapphire can pick up any more. Mads is a low health. She'll find the headshot even. Doesn't even need that damage. And just Kiki left. She will get a headshot on the way out. But a lot of damage done over to the T side. They'll only save that 1 AK. But please send help. No matter the case, up a winning half on the T side of Overpass for their map choice.
Now, if she didn't get that final kill, there was a kit down Optimus. It was winnable.
Right.
It could have worked. And this is the first time that Little Bocks have actually lived up to their damage potential on an eco and a half buy round. They've had some signs of it. Kianetta with the op comes to mind here. But that was the first round they actually lived up to that damage potential. And they do bring Lover of a Girl down to 600 in the bank. But still, overall, the economy on Police and Help is far too strong, excuse me. And for Little Bocks right now, the racetrack is starting to stretch out, get very far in front of them. Police and Help are closing in on that finish line. Good Molotov spots out one. Kianetta up on sight. It's a good flashbang, and actually that engagement with Lover Girl could work out well. Bomb. It will. Oh my, the bomb dropped down, I believe, into pit too. That's a big opportunity here for Little Bocks.
4 versus 4 all of a sudden. Sapphire still left towards Toxic Barrels. Has a good chance to get Senna here. Senna's overly peeking and does find that kill, but Bomb is in the worst spot possible if Little Bocks are able to keep control of it. Right now, it looks like they don't have the position to do so, but they have an easy position to try and watch these players walk out of the smokes. Jess gets fully flashed out. It looks like they do send Kiki to retrieve that bomb, but Jess playing a dangerous game in this smoke. The smoke will fade. She'll see 2 maybe. I don't know if she saw him exactly, but it's close. Nonetheless, bomb will finally be planted. 35 seconds left in this one. Well, this head spotting here from Kimmy. She does not find the shot, though, as Senna wins the op battle once again. Already talked about the shining light for Police and Help. Senna's been incredible over their ESL Impact Series, the Cash Cups, everything. She's been a huge spot for this. Same with Mads on the entry frag. She showed us already. It's going to have to be a save from the Little Boxes. Police and Help will be up to 9 in their first half on Overpass.
Well, I figured they would have done some counter-stratting, that they would have been ready for this map with Police and Help, and they have blown my expectations out of the water. This is a phenomenal T-side half, and it's not done just yet. They could finish this 12-3, and I wouldn't be surprised at this point. Bashard gets 1 more consolation frag on the exit, can upgrade to the AK here. But it's a huge disaster of a half here for Little Bocks. This is a map which, in theory, they should have been in. It should be neck and neck here on Overpass. And right now, it's anything but. Please send help. Again, 12 rounds is possible. And given how they've been dominating here, really just defaulting around and working off of picks or going to set executes with a really good amount of utility and well-timed flashbangs. Their flashbangs have been impeccable and a huge part of their success here. Please send help are making Little Bocks dance to the tune of their fiddle. It is working so well right now. I don't know even if Inferno is going to be good here for Please Send or for Little Bocks, but Bashard has not been daunted by the pressure. A good opening on that dry peak in towards Khan. Does take a ton of damage though, and is lucky to get out of there alive.
Yeah, and obviously going into this matchup, we stated this is the best team for, or best match for both these teams. Best map, I should say. Overpass is the #1 map played in general for both of these teams through the ESL Impact, through Cash Cups, everything. This is the most played for both teams. So you got to expect, like we mentioned, this was going to be a tight match. But I guess the match history would show that, you know, 16-9 and 16-8 wins in the most recent Cash Cups for Please Send Help over Little Bocks means that something clicked. The only time they lost on this map to Little Bocks was the very first time these two teams met up in one of the first Cash Cups where Please Send Help was still kind of gathering their roster and figuring it out. So I guess in that sense, Little Bocks has not won since, and it's showing again. Senna gets the leg, but Kianetta wins the fight. Sapphire low HP at the back of Toxic, but now low health bars everywhere for Little Bocks. They have 3 members, less than 30 health. One of them going down there. Sapphire will drop. 3 versus 4 now. 25 seconds, though. Time is of the essence here for Police Send Help. They got to get that bomb to sight. They will be able to do so efficiently as that will not hit. Senna finds the timing, but doesn't find the kill. And Smiley and Kianetta just close out the round, basically. Just 1 versus 4 with 10 seconds left. Finds a consolation kill, but shouldn't find much more. As Bocks will close it out, they finally get one back.
Yeah, for Jess there, it's just trying to do some damage and die before time, and she does accomplish that, gets 1 kill, and dies before the time expires, so gets that loss bonus. And Placent Help starting to come to the bottom of their bank here, but Little Bocks find a little bit of life towards the end. Dying embers of this half, they get some success, and they're going to try and build off of it. Kimmy still has that off, and it's a good solid B hold from them. Despite having so much damage exchanged against them, they were able to weather the storm quite well. And Placent Help are back to their standard default, you could call it, although it's a little more B heavy than it has been, oftentimes so far. 2 towards B, 2 towards A, 1 in con. Very passive from Placent Help right now. Setting up, waiting to see if there's any over-aggression from Little Bocks, or stacking 4 on the B site and playing Bouchard very passively back on Sands. So for Little Bocks right now, they're making adjustments. Placent Help are doing the very same. Slowly working around, looking for over-aggression, looking for that information, and hopefully that opening pick. And Bouchard could just be that opening catalyst here for Placent Help if they want to start working up lane. Problem being, Bouchard has been very good in 1v1 duels so far, especially in those opening duels. Kimmy, though, going to be tested first and demolished by Lover Girl on the walk swing. Placent Help will get 2 openings now as Senna drops Smiley on the op. And this now is a round where Placent Help can do whatever they desire.
And I guess, should have seen this coming. Placent Help had looked incredible recently, and Lover Girl almost picks up 2 more on the aggression. Little Bucks are playing well. They're playing for trades. You can see they're definitely trying to play together as a team, as Bouchard will bring another one back. It's still an opportunity here. Sapphire with low HP has that op. Bouchard, here's Jess in long as well. Could find this kill and bring this to a 2 versus 2. Jess does not know where Bouchard is. That's the current problem. But Jess chesting every angle, but doesn't win. And now it's a 2 versus 2. They've been able to recollect. Sapphire's holding up from heaven, has that up like I mentioned. And this round is not over. Placent Help, we thought it was a 5v2. This was going to be it. But Sapphire with this up could stop. There's no time. They have 3 seconds. They didn't even have time to get the bomb and play it. It is a 1 round for Little Bucks.
That's a collapse for Placent Help. A round they should have won. A round they should have had on a platter. It falls to the floor, and Little Bocks lucky to be able to get that one, especially given the fact there was very low HP on Sapphire and Evan. Bouchard winning that duel on A side basically saves the round in the end there.
Yeah, I wanted to mention, Placent Help, they do this a lot, actually, on their T sides. They forget the bomb quite often. They've actually lost 5 or 6 rounds, I'd say, in recent memory because they didn't have bomb. And that was the same recollection there. It's a problem, which is an odd problem to have, but they've lost more than they should without having that bomb in their hands. And obviously that round was a 5v2. That should be an easy win, get bomb to site, and let's get this over with. But instead, they leave bomb. There's 30 seconds left. They didn't have time to go back and clear a site. They give Bocks a free round, which, with how much these teams both like this map, could be a huge change. But obviously, Placent Help with 9 already is a great scoreline for them to be at, and really shows their presence on this map. And going into the second map, Inferno, you know, their recent history, it has been Bocks 2-0, but it's 16-13, 16-12. It's been close on Inferno as well. So this series will be close the entirety of the way through, but we still have this half to finish. Last round of this first half, Kimmy got that first kill. Let's see what Little Bocks can do to try and close out this half.
Now, the Bocks do like their T-side overpass, so we'll see if they're going to be able to pull up something big. The flashes ward off Smiley. The Molotov is late, and she's going to be taken down back. Dices. Bouchard goes in, grabs a pair, actually. Still holding the line, but Senna with 3 on the entry. A couple of a good flash from Jessica's. We'll open this into a 2v2. No bomb down yet, though. It's sitting on the site. Needs to be planted. Kimmy coming up towards jump upstairs. Senna watching the angle. Both Little Bocks players buddying up here. Kianetta and Kimmy. Looking to strike out the side here, and saying please and help.
For the ace.
But Senna looking for the ace! Only with 4, and Kianetta sprays down the second. The flames are down on the truck, but there is more than enough time for the defuse. Kianetta, the hero at clutch, will grab a 6th here for Little Bocks. And, well, that's a great ending. 4 straight for the Bocks, and we'll see you for half number 2.
Give me peace of mind. Ain't gonna stop until I get what's mine. Oh, 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 Lord, won't you set me free. I'm only happy when I can be me. Show me my destiny. Hey, oh, ready to fight. Hey, oh, you can't hold me down. You can't hold me down. 'Cause nothing I won't do. Hey, man, come on, watch me break up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, man, come on, watch me break up through. Up above, seek the strength to fight. I'm closing it up and open your door. 'Cause I'm loving the feeling of living and breathing in a new dawn. Nothing's stopping me, I'm made of steel. Got a fire in my eyes. I know what's right from wrong, yeah. You can't hold me down. You can't hold me down. Well, don't you know that it's written up in the heavens? Don't need nobody else anyways. You just can't hold me down. Never, 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 never back it out. Lord, already watch me break up through. So let it be. Are you ready to fight? Moving towards the daylight. Oh, oh, towards the daylight. Breathe it in. Are you ready to fight? Freedom is on my mind. Oh, oh. You can't hold me down. You can't hold me down. You can't hold me. Well, don't you know that it is written up in the heavens? Don't need nobody else anyways. You just can't hold me down. Never, 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 never back it out. Lord, already watch me.
And I think it's safe to say this series is living up to the hype so far. 9-6 in the first half for Please Send Help on their map choice of Overpass. They now go to a CT side with a 3-round advantage. Bocks, this game we expected to be close, but Please Send Help on their map choice looking incredibly strong.
Yeah, Please Send Help with a monstrous T side, which honestly, if they would have remembered to bring the bomb with them, would have been a lot better. But what's done is done. They're gonna have to hold the line now on the CT side here. Jessica's dropped by Sapphire, and the opening pick is down towards B, but look at this progression from Mads through Playground, all the way up right to the face of Bouchard, who actually gets out of there just about even on the broadside here. Bouchard still sticking around, but Mads expects the crouch. That's a great pre-aim, great crosshair placement from Mads. And to level this up at 4 apiece. They're going to try and take her down, which I understand the sentiment, but just book it towards B. Go for this take. You've got a second pick. You have space. You have an opportunity to commit here. And they're going to open up this site. Great headshots coming in from Gianetta. Sent up from heaven, trying to be the guardian angel, though. But sight is now under the control of the little box, and the bomb is making its way down. Kimmy, a bit wounded, though. Sapphire just above half. And Senna walled out. Teammate, though, coming in on the flank. That's Mads, and Senna has the kit. This is the opportunity. The monster flank from Mads can turn the tide back to Please Send Help.
These are the 2-star players for Please Send Help that can make something happen. Senna already makes it happen. It's already 3 of the 5 kills for this team. They need to find the last 2, and they have a kit and a smoke in Senna's hands. Mads just needs to try and find a situation to be able to help that push the Sapphire all the way to heaven. Mads finds that kill, and so will Senna. So a full house. The top 2 players on Please Send Help will clothesline the first pistol, second pistol of the second half. An incredible round. Just a lot of aggression from Mads, getting playground control in Senna. Like you said, being that guardian angel, she was able to hold it down. That's 3 for her. Nice shot to finish the round onto Sapphire. And Please Send Help with that. That is a huge advantage for them in the second half.
The bomb plant does come through, though, and Little Bocks could have gone for the force
buy.
buy. In fact, it might have been the better opportunity here, especially considering the MP9s on Please Send Help. It would have been about even, if not slightly favoring Little Bocks here. Instead, they're going for the pistols, and they're going to give what's pretty much going to be a for sure round over to Please Send Help, giving them a 5-round lead. And it's those little things. It's do you force after getting the bomb plant? You got 3 kills out of it. You can definitely get some Galils together. You can get some utility together, or even go 2 Galils, 3 MP9 or Mac 10s, as the case may be on T side, and get yourself a solid amount of utility and get a good opportunity to win the round here. But they're going for the much more conservative play, the much more economically savvy in terms of saving all your money. But is it going to work out in the end? At this scoreline, you almost want to take some risks, and that was the prime opportunity to do so.
I was going to say the same thing. You have to try and decide when enough is enough and when Please Send Help has too many rounds. They're on the favored side, and they just won pistol. You probably need to buy some Galils up here and try and take some rounds back off of them, because CT side obviously is much easier on Overpass. So to try and take some rounds back, this is where you need to find it. Kianetta going to be by herself, doesn't check close corner. That should be an easy kill, but the rest of the team up towards A long. It is 4 players on that B side, so Please Send Help overly stacking. Senna will be on a late rotation, has the 1 M4 here, but it's going to be up to her against the whole team. She misses the first couple of shots. No kills just yet. They will have that sight, and that's another bomb plant. So it'll be a very successful round nonetheless here. But now we'll see what Senna can do. She finds 2 with the help of Jesscast and Kimmy with some nice Glock shots. Able to take that flank down, but Mads comes through Con, and it closes it out. But a great hold from Senna. Little Bocks get pretty much what they wanted. Only 1 gun dropped, but they have to try and now claw the rounds back. It's 11-6 scoreline for Please Send Help.
The double bomb plant does give them a very strong buy here. In fact, they could even go for an op if they wanted to. Yeah, Kimmy's going to go for that op. So op on the T side early on. We'll see if it works out well. We'll see how Kimmy's able to work with it. Did not have the best of success on the CT side. And it's technically harder to get those opening picks on the T side. It takes a little bit more work. We'll see if she's able to do the very same and make this one a little bit of a better half for herself on the big green gun. As it stands, though, stalemate at 5 apiece. Lots of utility being lobbed over, though.
By the way.
Holy moly. And she's just shut down by Smiley. That's a great little con flank. No con control from Please Send Help. Senna, not aware of the fact that she could have been backstabbed, and Et tu Brute goes all the way at Smiley.
It is a rough spot to be playing, like you said, especially without con control. That is an easy flank to just get killed from for the T side, but they try and retake a little bit of short water here, as we'll see Piggy Kiki and Lover Girl try and take control back of that B side, which they pretty much have. It's just the monster to worry about here from Kianetta, that lurk for Little Bocks. She's got that firepower advantage against both the players here on this site. See if she can find an entry, because if she finds that opening, maybe Little Bocks decide to switch this round over to the B site. Jess with a great flash from Mads is able to find one. She's playing that aggressive role, trying to find more, but gets canceled out at the end of that one. Kianetta will drop as well, so 3 versus 3, but that site towards A is still going to be the case. Lover Girl and Mads both sitting there and wait. Mads with an MP9 in close range with 30 seconds left. Little Bocks could find themselves in time trouble, but Bouchard pushes her way up to that site, looking for these entries. Is not able to find the kill just yet. Sapphire's able to help. Still one more in the back of the site. Will go down to Bouchard, and Kiki should find herself a save. So a great round back. That full investment works here for Little Bocks. They probably want to go find that op as well, because you do not want to give that over to Senna, who has 24 kills through 17 rounds.
Especially if Senna wants to go for those aggressive fountain party peaks. That's never fun to go up against with an op, especially if you don't have an op of your own. So Little Bocks definitely should try and recover that big green gun, although right now, buddy system and make sure Kiki's not going to go for this retake and minimize your own casualties, get your bank going early on. First gun round, well, anti-bonus we should call it here, goes the way of Little Bocks, and they will close that gap to only 4. The problem is, if there's some rifles on the back of sight, it's probably a bit different. The MP9 was able to get one out towards short pipe, but that was it. Op is recovered, though, for Kimmy. And Senna will have no shot at an AWP, as she has 1,800 in the bank. Kiki with the save might facilitate a buy here. They could go between a half or a full. They're going to go for a half here. It is the conservative call. It's definitely the more logical call, considering they have the advantages here. They don't need to go for anything risky yet and completely ruin their bank here. So it's a smart call here from Please Send Help. They don't need to be the ones making those risky calls. They'll do what damage they can. And Smiley will say thank you very much on that opener.
Yeah, we talked about it on the contrary. You know, Little Bocks might have needed to force that second round. In this case, Place and Help, they're on CT side. They're up 4 rounds already. They still have decent firepower. Deagle Armors is great. I mean, you could definitely still win a round with that. They don't need that advantage as much as Little Bocks do in the second half. So you can definitely see a save here. Being smart, they might be able to get an op over to Senna next round if Kiki is able to keep that AK or at least have enough to switch guns with Senna in the next. But Little Bocks with the advantage once again. Just a minimal buy here from Please and Help Canada once again. And try and do that monster push where we've seen both teams like to take control with their lurker. See if she can find anything though to get entry to this B site. That one AK is going to be spotted for Please Send Help. Canada will just fall back on that. Now that worry has to be lurking here from Please Send Help. Is this a full commitment or is it just Canada once again? Right now it's just Canada and it might just be a fallback. Matt's in a good spot to get that information though.
Lurking with the AK against pistols, though, is a very dangerous proposition. You give this opportunity over to them to recover. And case in point right there, Exhibit A brought to you by Mads and that Deagle headshot. In the meantime, though, it's all an 8 coming in from Little Bocks. They double smoke jump up. We'll see if that comes back to play a factor here. Lack of a smoke could perhaps be something. Mads already on that fast flank, though. Jessica with the AK, and there's the kill. That's the problem. 3 gun donated. Mads comes in. Deagle Armor works out well. Kimmy and one now just that's a big problem, and it's a mop-up job here for Please Send Help. And what started it off was losing the rifle out towards B on the lurk.
It's going to be a free op to Senna as well. They're going to pick that up, and she gets it for free. We thought she was going to buy it. Mads with incredible Deagle shots with the help of Senna, who's now up to 25 on an eco round. And that's why, like you were just saying, you don't leave somebody unassisted on a save round when you know there's Deagles on the other hand, because Mads just cleans it up. 2 people from Little Bocks just kind of on their own in Long and obviously the Lurk and Kianetta just get taken out for free, and now it's a free op to Senna, who gets to still have 3K in the bank. Kiki gets almost 6K in this round. This series could be decisive on this map. The close map between the two. Please Send Help recently has had good history against Little Bocks on it. Right now, they're looking great to try and continue that momentum. Senna spots the foot. Kianetta smart to avoid that angle. Flash is just about barely going to hit Senna. She'll have to fall back. And Little Bocks now need to find something. That was a really rough round to lose for them. They should have easily just been able to collect that round and with a good post play continued their wins. But now, good entry on towards this A site. Level Girl will rotate, but that was the only A player they had. So if Little Bocks make time, they'll be able to get there. Bomb's still all the way back by Fountain, though.
Yeah, Bomb's far removed. It could rotate down towards B. Wouldn't be a bad audible call here from Little Bocks, especially if Bouchard's able to get that kill into Kiki, who's creeping through water. Kiki, nade out in hand, goes to the gun, though. And it's a game of cat and mouse between these two. Door goes open. Sapphire and Bouchard both peeking the same angle. Kiki dashing away, somehow still alive. In the meantime, Smiley gets one. Kiki will find none. And now up in heaven, Senna shuts down the off. No factor here.
Mads.
And Mads at a 1v5. Starts it off with 1. Has full HP. Could get a free one in the second. Will do indeed. But they're here. There's 2 players close and another coming on the heaven flank. This should not be doable here for Mads. Does have a kid, however. Taps and holds. Now we'll wait for the spray and the prey. Bouchard peeking in. The spam from Smiley will do her in from heaven. Good Molotov coming through to flush her off the site. And Little Bocks will not allow Please Send Help to grab a 13th. A great response on the guns here from Little Bocks on the T side, and a timeout being called, presumably here by Please Send Help, as they're starting to feel a little bit of pressure coming in from the Little Bocks, and it indeed is going to be a timeout called by Please Send Help. They do have money, though, Pib, and they can buy back into this. The problem lies after this round if they lose.
Yeah, that becomes the case where Little Bocks get almost close to an equalizing scoreline if they do lose this round. That is for Please Send Help. Mads did have enough for an op. It looks like she'll buy up on the M4 instead, though they'll try and stick away from that as Kimmy will still have the op over to Little Bocks. And they definitely, in this matchup, the ops are going to be incredibly important. We've already talked how good Senna is. 25 kills for her as the main op for Please Send Help. Kimmy's got to get up there too to try and match that because Senna's so good for Please Send Help. And honestly, in that 1v5, Mads is the type of player to win those. And so I got a little bit nervous for Little Bocks as they started to slowly shrink out of the sight. Lucky that Heaven Flank and the Molly were able to pretty much clothesline any chance she had of winning that round. But there's some good players on both teams that can win those situations. And Little Box, I think, should be thanking their lucky stars they got out of that one with a lot of guns saved, and now can start to try and maybe get their economy up. This is a crucial round for the game, though. This potentially gives an op over to Senna if that gets dropped here from Kimmy, if Little Box do not win their trades. But now we're seeing a different setup, kind of a little bit more of a default here on the CT side. Smart boost from Kimmy, tries to find anything lurking mid. They might also have thought that Senna would have an op in this round. Eco was there. They could have had that, but no op this time.
Yeah, they still have a lot of utility too, please send help. So
Yeah.
a push could be pretty deadly right now. And it's a 3-stack towards A, double in bathroom. Just because with that MP9 closing angle too is a very dangerous one to clear. Yeah, Kinetta's getting a lot of space though. And this could be a false positive, especially now as the bathrooms players mop up 3, get the bomb. It's a collapse from Little Box as they don't clear the bathrooms. Kianetta falls to Kiki. It's all down to Kim in a 1v5 with an op. And I don't think they're going to give her the JDM 1v1s. No, indeed. Jessica's will swing around with the MP9 in hand, mow her down. It's going to be a 13-8 now for Please Send Help. And while the rounds are going back and forth, this war of attrition will only last so long. And eventually, Please Send Help. We'll get to 16 far before Little Box can hit 15. It's going to be pistols here for the T side. Tech 9's Deagle. P250 and a Glock for Smiley. Dire straights now for the Little Box, and Please Send Help. 3 rounds away from putting this map into their favor, their map pick. Going to Inferno with an opportunity to 2-0 the Little Box here and book a spot in Dallas.
And it's rounds like that you'll look at to, if you're Little Box, the boost just fades as they start to push through. Kiki finds one before dropping. Unfortunate timing for Mads there on the boost, but they still should have decent control. Lover Girl with the spray down of 2, and they'll get the peek from Mads to stop the bomb plant from going down. Bouchard, the one left in a 1 versus 4. Little Box looking to concede a 14th round to Please Send Help here. Senna at 26 kills. Nade from Lover Girl gonna close that out. And it's Please Send Help up to 14, close to that match point. And Little Box, they have been close. Like you said, it's been very back and forth. But those rounds, the eco round especially, and the last gun round where they just got swept up by the MP9 in bathrooms, those are the kind of rounds you just look back at and you're like, if we win these rounds, suddenly we could win the game. And now we see a scoreline that is far out of their control, and they're on the T side. So it looks even harder for this first map that was chosen by Please Send Help.
Yeah, things are getting pretty rough here for Little Box as they will call timeout, and wisely so. It is becoming now a round where they have to win. They lose it, it's going to be map point for Please Send Help. They lose the following, it's over. Map 1's done. We're going to Inferno. Little Box have to make their stand here. They need to win at least 4 in a row. Get this to 12-15 before... 12-14 before 15 goes on the board for Please Send Help if they want a chance at bringing this back, having decent odds at it. Bouchard with the opener. Catches Mads, going a little aggressive here. Piggy Kiki still sitting around towards Monster Tunnel. Lover Girl as well on the B side proper, watching short. But it's a B-heavy stack here from Little Box. And Please Send Help are slowly probing through long. Jessica's really getting that information. Has Senna as backup, keeping an eye on bathrooms too. Piggy Kiki, will she be cleared? Kianetta's in the right angle. And guesses right, hits the headshot. 1 left on B. And that's another entry here from Kianetta. Flashbang from Kimmy helps out. Bomb should be going down here. And Please Send Help have to make a decision. Do they save or do they go? And... given the money on Picky Kiki, it might be a good idea to save, especially save that op for Senna too. Don't want to have to reinvest $47.50. It looks like Please Send Help are going to save these guns. No reason to go for this 2v5 retake. Little Box, stave off Mac point, at least for now.
Yeah, crucial round for them. Great entries overall. Smart from Please Send Help not to try and retake this 2 versus 5. You don't want to give that up. I mean, that's a huge piece for both teams in this game, is the op power, especially Senna gets to keep that into the next round. It could be game changing. We've already seen rounds she's been able to completely take over by herself. Almost got an ace in the last round of the first half to try and win that, which should have easily been a Little Box win, which they ended up getting, but took a lot more convincing to get there. Now we go to a 14-9 scoreline. Little Box will be the start of their comeback if they're looking for it. It will be now, as Please Send Help. We're going to have to slightly buy around it. Senna's still going to have a decent amount of money. Same with Jess. So There could still be another bye easily after this round, which is the worry for Little Bocks, that if you win this, you also have to worry about another bye next round. It's not over just yet. You don't get a free string of rounds here, as PlayStation Help has gathered quite a streak to get here in the first place.
Yeah, it's never over till the final whistle, or the final round is put on the board, as the case may be here. Heavy, fast B play. I love the utility coming in here. Mad's in a great spot, and Pit, though, overwhelmed. Bouchard and Keenan grabbing 3 across the board. Clever Girl only 1, but Picking Kiki goes overlooked out towards Graffiti. Bomb down in an open spot, though. That's a good plant here for Little Bocks. Please Send Help having to bring their way back in, and Senna is alive, which gives a great opportunity here for Please Send Help. Kiki still out in Graffiti. Senna still watching around with the op, looking for the opener. Caught out guard, though, by Smiley. And Kiki's left alone. 1v3, none v3. Smiley doubles down in the end. And 2 rounds in a row now for Little Bocks, trying to close that gap more and more for now, the gap between these two teams. And we haven't seen a gap smaller than 4 rounds in quite a while. The timeouts, though, have been very effective for both these sides, more so for Please Send Help. The last time Please Send Help called a timeout, it was an absolute wash of a round. Little Bocks got stomped. We'll see if the same thing has an impact here. But right now, there's a lot on the line for Little Bocks. If they want to, at the very least, give a bit of fear into Please Send Help and show that that first half was just a fluke. It was just getting the engines going, warmed up, and ready to go.
It is an interesting timeout. Like you mentioned, both teams have made great use. I feel like that's a skill in itself, is either coaching-wise or whatever, to be able to have good timeouts and actually talk through something, which clearly both teams, once those timeouts have gone through, they've been able to fix whatever problem they've had, and it's definitely helped. So now we'll see if Please Send Help can figure it out. Senna with 8K, only going to stay down here to a P250 and no armor. So clearly not a heavy investment in this round. It's just Jess who fully bought. She'll still have just about 2K she'll be able to buy next round. Said I could have seen even buy like an MP9er from last year, would still be able to buy an op in the next. But Lover Girl with aggression on this flashbang might find that lurking player in Kianetta here. She'll be fully blinded as the CT start to storm through. Great flash from Lover Girl. Now they have full control and they can rotate everyone back now. Now with all this information, they know Please Send Help is going to be trying to linger back, and Little Bocks are forced to go A.
Pib, it's the same thing. Lurk alone against Pizzles.
Yeah.
It's the same problem. It gives over a gun, and Sapphire's lucky to live there. Smiley keeps her alive, but in comes Jess, because the M4 mows down a pair. 3v2 now to the favor of Please Send Help. Bouchard and Smiley isolated, but Bouchard gets 1 for free. Belabored spray, and even more so onto Kiki. Does not need to hunt this. Will wait for help. Smiley and Bouchard going down Con. The 5-7 awaits. The 5-7 is a murderous gun here in this sort of angles. She spots out one, spots out both, swings for the kill, but gets taken down in the end. Bomb going down towards B. Bursting onto the site, smoke out towards heaven, and Lover Girl going down in Con from the fast flank, looking to get the drop on a Bouchard. We'll hear this surely. Here's the drop, and turns around. Bouchard ready for it. No plant yet. They're going to try and collapse a dink, but not a kill. 11-14 now. 3 rounds the Gulf. The gap is being closed. Nice success, though, and again, that same problem, Pip. They leave the lurk against the eco.
Yeah. It's happened twice. It's almost a chance. I don't think they were able to get that AK over to a good position. I don't know if they actually even got it, because I only saw Jess
they got it
with the M4 for the most part. So they just immediately retreated back to the A site. And if they had that AK, a second gun in that round could help completely. We saw what Jess was able to do from Dumpster to be able to get 2, almost 3 from the Little Box push. And they obviously were stuck to go A. So Please Send Help have been reading this. We've already talked about it. Kianetta's been caught over here a couple of times lurking by herself. Now it'll be that B emphasis once again from both teams. There is 3 players here from Please Send Help. They'll have the op in Senna's hand, decent utility. Something Please Send Help's been very good at is holding that utility for when they need it. But now, you know, the time's ticking. Little Box have been going pretty fast a lot of these rounds. They might try and stick with that momentum as they go out for a B execute once again.
Mad's at Toxic, though, has not been cleared, has not been mollied. Kianetta around the smoke, but it's Sapphire to get the opener. Molotov going in towards Pit for Kiki. But again, Mad's still here and alive, shut down, but Kiki's got a pair. Kimmy trades it back, 3v2, but Senna with the op. Taking broadsides, not connecting those shots, though. Ranging shots, perhaps. We'll see if she can land the next. The smoke will ward her off. Molotov will prevent the plant. In the meantime, Jessica is getting that closed gap towards Green Door. Another Molotov burns there. Bomb will go down on the B site. 3v2 post in the favor of Little Bocks. Senna has a smoke, so does Jessica's in a flash. That flash is going to be critical here for the CT retake. Sapphire in towards Pit has a big part to play as well. Kimmy with the eyes on bridge. Op is leading the entry here for Please Send Help, however, and it's going to be the opener. Sapphire gets caught and shut down. Senna closing the gap, but it's Kimmy to get the next. It's down to the Op of Senna. She has 27 kills, looking for more. Tag down to 15 HP. Up close, no scope connects. 28,
No way.
looking for 29. Has a kit. Is
She's got
sticking
time.
the time. Can she get it? The spray from Bouchard connects. It's overkill on the headshot, and it's 12 rounds for Little Bocks. They are continuing to mount rounds on the board, but again, it is dire, it is narrow, it is close, and there is not much separating these two teams in the last few rounds. Timeout called by Please Send Help.
And this is exactly what I expected in this entire series, let alone this one map of Overpass. The best map for both of these teams. It's clearly showing. It's going to be another attack once again from Please Send Help because they won't have money to buy this round. It could be a 14-13 scoreline after a 9-6 half on the T side for Please Send Help. Just 2 rounds away from closing this first game. We already talked about it. If Little Bocks wins this map, they could win the series. If Please Send Help wins this, they have yet to beat Little Bocks on Inferno. So it'd be an uphill battle for them in the second match. But right now, we'll see just a couple of pistols out for Please Send Help. To be fair, they've found some decent success in previous history with a couple of pistols. They have to make sure Kionetta doesn't get spotted again. She's doing the same thing. It is just Kionetta with an AK, this time a little bit more passively. But this could be an issue for Little Bocks. If Kionetta gets flashed off this angle, it's aggression for Please Send Help. This could be a problem.
It's a good read from Kionetta, expecting the push and not playing so close up personal. Nice little headshot to finish the last of the push. And that's a mop-up job done well by Kionetta, getting her up to 21 kills now. And here's the problem, too. The kill counts are starting to rise overall on Little Bocks, and it's still going to be Senna. 11 kills above next in line on her team at 28, 17 for both Lovergirl and Jessica's. That's just not enough run support to help out Senna right now. And it's leading to a big problem where Little Bocks are getting more and more rounds on the board. Please Send Help not having the responses. And as that momentum continues to swing, it's like a tide. Once it goes away from that one team, it leaves fully. It leaves them high and dry and completely soaks into the next team. And unless Please Send Help can find a way to get it back into their favor, Little Bocks are primed for the map comeback.
And this will be a 14-13. Decent flash, gets 1 AK drop. That is it, though, as you can see the smiles on Smiley. A smiley person in general, but Little Bocks now have that confidence that we kind of weren't seeing, I would say, for a decent part of this game. Now they're starting to realize that the vision is there. It will be a full buy, full utility. The op in Senna's hands, who's getting close to 30 kills here, and she has obviously won the battle multiple times against Kimmy. Like you mentioned, there's 3 players over 20 kills there for Little Bocks, so the love is much more spread out for the Little Bocks team, and something Please Send Help you're not used to seeing. Usually, Mads is dropping close to 30 kills as well. This time, they're going to try and play aggression once again, but we've seen Little Bocks being able to find these answers. Nade stack doesn't go through on the boost, as there's no one there, but Mads going to find some aggression potentially here as Little Bocks trying to decide what they want to do in this round. Probably the most crucial round of the game. Please Send Help lose this. They're going to have to be on a save. It'll be a potential match point for Little Bocks. If Please Send Help wins this, they're obviously on match point. It can still be an easy buy for Little Bocks, but that could be the end of the match. So an all-important round. Looks like it's going to be just a very spread out default. This is where Little Bocks has to be careful of time. We already saw Please Send Help have a little bit of struggles on the first half. We've seen a lot of success as well for Little Bocks in their aggressive states. Now changing the pace of the play a little bit.
Yeah, they're slowing down and sweating out Please Send Help right now, trying to get them to overpeak, trying to get a free advantage out of the CT side. And Lovergirl's going to be the first to make a spray, but Matt's going to be the first to open it up. Kionetta goes down. And that's a good opportunity here now for Please Send Help to stabilize Senna out towards bathrooms too. Not looked for. No, to get that opener out towards the A side. So both picks going the opposite sites. And both going the way of Please Send Help. Senna, though, destroyed by Bouchard. That's a great kill, and she'll be able to fall away here. Jessica's on top of dice boxes, sitting around that smoke. Great angle, but Kimmy strikes back. 2v3. Still winnable for Little Bocks, but the time is very, very low. 15 seconds on the clock before they can even attempt to plant here. And yeah, the Molotov missing is going to be something that could sway the tide here. Bouchard still holding. They're doubling up on Optimus.
Good
If they're
flank
not
from
aware of
Mads.
the flank, Mads, yes, exactly, could come up huge. Bouchard starting to close the gap. Kimmy gets the bank player. Kiki goes down to Bouchard. Mads on the flank is watched for now by the off of Kimmy. And things are going from bad to worse here for Please Send Help. Bit of damage onto Kimmy,
she
and now the
finds it.
kill. Oh, this is now a one-shot game. Mads, the bomb's not planted for Bouchard. It's a
gonna
defuse,
stick? Does
surely.
she have health?
The defuse, Molotov. Oh, no, it will. It'll work. And it's going to be 14-all. Bouchard celebrating there in the end. That's a big clutch. It ties it up from the brink of defeat. A clutch Molotov coming in. And Little Bocks 2 rounds away now from stealing their opponent's map pick. And it's been a streak on the board for them, using their 4th and final timeout to calm things down. This is always a double-edged timeout. Sometimes you do have to calm the comms. You do have to get centered again, but it can also come back and bite you too. We'll see how it unfolds here. Please Send Help definitely could use a timeout themselves.
And I think Please Send Help needs to try and find a buy. With their loss streak right now, they can easily buy next round as well. I think they need to try and find a way to close this. And this pause is helpful for them. Like you said, from Little Bocks, their last pause, I'm sure this leads into Please Send Help's tactical pause. And this game is crazy. If Mads has 20 more health there, she lives 1 more tick through that Molotov, she is able to defuse, I'm pretty sure. So the fact that she was low on HP, I think that was the play. Both low on health, Bouchard with only 9 health from the dink from Piggy Kiki. Just an incredibly close round to put this on a tied score line, which Please Send Help have had major momentum. The T-sides for both of these teams looking obviously incredible. As we get closer to the match point, we thought Please Send Help so close, 14-8, I'm pretty sure, was their last score line to which they could have gotten to that point. And it's been 6 in a row from Little Bocks in the second half to be able to try and come back and get that match point. It is going to be that buy at a Please Send Help as well. It obviously will be a little bit of lack of armor, lack of utility, maybe a little bit of lack of firepower, but they have to do it. They have to try and win the game now.
Yeah, this is their last stand here. It has to. This has to be the spot where Please Send Help either win it or it's pretty much over. You give Little Bocks map point out of this round and you give them all the confidence in the world. Even then, you give Little Bocks the overtime
Fast
point,
B again.
and they still, oh yeah, it's a fast B call. The Molotov's deep too. Kianetta can run right by it. The site is under control of Little Bocks now. Kianetta clearing, does not get close, Cubby, but she's going to expect the player into his graffiti, spraying away. Somehow still alive over there is going to be Kiki, but Senna falls already to Bouchard, and that's the heavy hitter. That is the star player here for Please Send Help, already out of the count. Kiki and Mads, graffiti and new graffiti. Holding down, waiting for somebody. Good spam there from Matt. And actually, Jessica's going to get a kill on the Bouchard. This could work out here for Please Send Help on the retake.
4v4. They do have a couple of kits here. Good flash comes through. Good timing, and they'll just start to sweep it up. Kianet is able to find one back. 3 versus 2. Kimmy with the op. She's in a dire situation to try and hold this down. She plays perfectly around the pillar, avoiding Lover Girl. Spray this entire time. Plays it so well. The kill will come through, but they don't have time. Smiley with the spray transfer, but Lover Girl with no time needs Little Bocks. Puts themselves on match point. 7 rounds in a row. A great call from Little Bocks. They've had so much success on their aggression, especially towards that B site. Please Send Help play a retake B, and now it's match point to Little Bocks on Please Send Help's choice.
Babes, if you would have told me at 9-3 that Little Bocks would have a chance to win this in regulation, I would have called you nuts.
Yeah, yeah, you're
this
right.
was 9-3 T side for Please Send Help. And now it's 15-14 Little Bocks. This has been a turnaround and a half. Little Bocks managing things well, and Kimmy has been a big player, big impact kills in the last couple of rounds, saving the day. And then that spray from Smiley, taking the first, and then just forcing the player off of the bomb there to kill that defuse and ensure the round victory. It all comes down to this now. It's all on the line. Round 30 of 30 in regulation between Little Bocks and Please Send Help. It's a slow round again. Neither team wants to give an inch because they know a mile will be taken. The buy is less than ideal for Please Send Help with the MP9s and the FAMAS. Only 1 primary rifle, the M4. 2 kits, though. And altogether, not too terrible in terms of utility. Senna, yeah.
Bouchard's
this is the spot on con. Oh, wait, yeah. Bouchard can get backstabbed here unless she goes first. I think Senna's expecting the player towards Rock and not expecting the player all the way down. There's no way Senna's ready. Now she is. Bouchard's going to get backstabbed here. And yes, it will work for Senna. But look at the hit. It's B.
It's a 30 bomb percent in regular time, but the B hit has been the problem for Police and Help so far. They've got good positions. Mads in a great spot to find a couple of kills. She makes it 2 right away. And now it's 2 left for Little Bocks on match point. She misses a shot. It has left the Smiley 1 versus 5 for this to not to go into overtime. It's 1 for Smiley. So far, she just getting pitched from every single angle. Gets a second in heaven. 20 seconds left, though. All Police and Help has to do is play the time. Smiley has the bomb. She would need 30 kills and an ace to find this round win. With 10 seconds left, it's just not looking like it's there. Police and Help should have the coordination and communication to push this as time goes through. And she'll be dropped. It's overtime for match number 1 in this incredible series. And we start this match basically at equal playing field. 15-15 first overtime. Please send help in Little Bocks. 9-6 respectively on both of their T sides. Incredibly close rounds, an incredibly close game. It will be an incredibly close series. But Please Send Help desperately needs to find the win here as they go into Inferno next match. And when Little Bocks has had the upper advantage undefeated against Please Send Help. Boggs, this match has been crazy. It's definitely lived up to the hype.
Oh, yeah, it's been wild from start to finish. 9-3 on T side for Please Send Help. Ended in a 9-6 half. And then here, Little Bocks got to the first map point despite being down 14-8, but please send help. Don't want to let it die just yet. It is their map pick, and really a map that they have to win because Inferno has not treated them well against the Little Bocks in the past. So it all rests on this map, and I'm pretty sure it's MR3 16K. So it's about as level footing as it can be. For those of you who aren't familiar with CSGO overtime rules, MR3 is max rounds per half. So 3 rounds per half, 2 3-round halves, and 16K start money so you can get your ops all the way through.
Yep.
And that is exactly what I think we'll see from both Senna and from Kimmy. Senna with that 30 bomb in regulation, too, to top it all off. 31, actually, to end it off. And Kimmy had a few good op rounds to end it, too. So, actually, wait, it looks like it's 1250.
It's 12.5. Yeah, I was going to say,
it's
not 16. So, that does change it, obviously, quite a bit. You only get 2 ops, potentially, if you lose the first 2. So, that is a big change. You know, $3.5 is a whole buy on a round. First round of overtime. Please send help 15. A Little Bocks 15. Aggression mid from Senna. She's fully blinded still. But the op just legs her instead. Senna lucky to be alive in that situation. Kinetic going for aggression. That smoke probably saves her life as she'll fall back and be that lurk towards Monster. Once again, aggression works out for Please Send Help. They get what they want. They've got that short control and lack control, I would say, everywhere else, though. Connector is fully in Little Bocks' favor. Same with A.
This, though.
Kim is out on sight. She's got the first kill as well. Looking for the second. If she finds it, that is B site open. Kinetic gets the B site. Now the rotation's forced.
Yeah, although now at this point, Little Bocks could probably just go to an open A side. All 3 players coming down. Kianetta continues to pressure. Has to reload at some point. She's almost out of ammo. The nade's going to come through, and they're going to boost up looking for it. They're going to realize the B side is empty. It's all been an elaborate ruse. Kianetta being a one-woman army swings in for more. Gets 4 kills on the round. And it's bang, bang again from Kianetta, leaving it all down to Senna on the op. And at this point, save the ops, and it's not 16K. It's only 12,500, and you're going to try and save your op if you can. They're on the hunt. They want to shut down this op. They want to make sure Senna doesn't have it as often as possible. Nice little no-scope there on a Smiley on the hunt. Senna's now stuck in towards Bank, but she's not going to get any cash money out of this round. Shut down by Kimmy, but it's Kianetta, the hero line, who does it all. Double entry onto the site, and then double spray onto the green door boost.
And it's so rough of a round because obviously at this point, Please Send Help should know Kianetta is that main lurk at Monster. They shouldn't really expect much more than that on that site, but 2 immediate kills opens the site and pretty much gives the Bocks a chance to decide where they want to go. And this B aggression has been working out so well for them, and it might just be that same call. It's pretty much undefeated. If not, I'm pretty sure it is. So now we'll see that aggression come out. There's 3 players here on the CT side, but Sapphire already pushing towards water. They'll find that first kill. A nice quick trade. Kiki through the smoke finds an answer, and so does Jess. And she'll find one on Bouchard. It's a 4 versus 2 all of a sudden. We're just 30 seconds in the round. Just one left. That's Kimmy, but Mads tries to clean it up with the help from Jess. We finally see the aggression on B not work out. Please send help with a great hold.
And that's one of the fastest rounds you will see when there's guns on both sides.
Right.
That was over and done with in about 30 seconds. From round start to round finish.
I think that round's important because Please Send Help has had a struggle on the CT side as well.
Yeah, and it's big too because they shut down that B rush that's been so hard for them to counter. So right now for Please Send Help, you give yourselves a bit of confidence now. And you also are going to force Little Bocks to probably not go back to B, or at the very least, let Kianetta get up to her shenanigans again. Just try and be the one-woman army once more. Be a super soldier out towards B. They're going to pressure towards A instead, which is where Senna's ready and raring to go. That's exactly what Please Send Help want, is to funnel them into that op. She'll take a little burn damage on the retreat back towards the A site, but it'll stabilize here. Little Bocks haven't really gotten any opening picks, not really any opening information either, aside from the fact that Khan's wide open. With plenty of time on the clock, they don't need to make a move just yet, but they still seem to have their head set on this A-site take.
Plenty of time to work with. Kianetta still being the monster in Monster. Will force a bit of utility, and Please Send Help to be a little bit wary of that monster position, but Senna with that jump spot's going to spot the op, and she gets that kill onto Kimmy. That's the op battle one once again from Senna and the power that they have, but Jess goes aggressive long by herself, and that's a costly mistake potentially from Please Send Help. It's still going to be 3 towards that B side. That's where the play is going. Nice shot from Lover Girl. Little Bocks have to make their decision. It's going to be that B side with 30 seconds.
Spray blind by Kiki, and she's going to get shut down, but up on site, Lover Girl gets a pair. Finally
still alive.
back by Smiley, and I believe there's still one of the back lines. Mads has not been discovered. Mads can shut down the round, and Mads will do just that. 17-16, please send help. Are going to win a CT advantage here going into T-side overtime, which both teams have struggled on their defense. Both teams have struggled to win rounds on the CT side. They give themselves a huge advantage here. And we'll see if Please Send Help are going to have what it takes to push this one over the line. It's definitely the right start. They've done what they needed to really give themselves the opportunity.
I'm hoping it's not a server issue at this point in time.
As
that
am
would be
I.
a really unfortunate time in this match to find that server issue. It's 2-1, obviously. Please Send Help with an advantage in overtime. I don't even know how to characterize this game so far. That's the most rounds that they've had on the CT side in a long time. 2 rounds out of 3 is a great answer for Please Send Help. So they do have a decent advantage going to the next half. And like you said, it's just important that they stop that B aggression because it was monstrous. They have not been able to deal with that so far. They stacked it in that round again, and clearly B has been that attack in that main point for Little Bocks. But it's a very close match between the two. It will be a similar chance, though, if this first round goes in favor for Please Send Help. They can win their map back, respectively, which was in their hands. It was a 14-8 scoreline on the CT side of Overpass. You should have expected, that's it. There's no way there's a comeback here, but Little Bocks brought it to OT, and these rounds just continue to stay close.
Yeah, and I mean, I got a word to sum this game up for you so far. Pandemonium.
Yeah,
it's just been chaos. There's been fast plays, slow plays, hero plays, running out of time plays. There's been everything you could have asked for. We even have overtime here. And really, there's been nothing separating these two teams. Although, I would say the leveling factor for the vast majority of this matchup, at least for Please Send Help, has been Senna. Without Senna, Overpass was long gone. And now she's getting some support from her teammates. Now it's not just the Senna show. And that's a big reason why they were able to win those 2 rounds out of 3 in that first half of overtime. That wasn't there for them before. But if there's a time for that to start showing up, it is now, when you kind of need to win this map. And it is overtime, so anything can happen. The strat books are completely used up. Everyone's seen everything you have to offer. And when it gets down to this, if you have that support, it's only going to make her better too. She knows she doesn't have as much pressure on her shoulders.
Yeah, and you got to think, even this all goes down to that one round. It was a 5 versus 2 for Please Send Help that they didn't get the bomb down. It was in spawn, and they ran out of time. It's as simple as rounds like that could matter for the entirety of the rest of this series, even if this map goes in favor of Little Bocks and they're able to make a comeback here. That one round puts them on match point, and suddenly it puts Little Bocks in a much more nervous state throughout the entire game. It's like, we lose this round, we lose the game, and that's a huge mental game to try and get back. But they kept them from that match point for so long, and they actually hit it before Please Send Help did after a 14-8 scoreline. So it's been an incredible comeback. But like you said, Senna has been that Senna show. This is the time Please Send Help is starting to wake up a little bit. Little Bocks hitting on all cylinders, but Senna has been, completely shutting down Kimmy, shutting down the other op. If your op can do that, you have so much control over the map, and that's what Please Send Help has been so thankful for, to have Senna on their team, because she's been incredible at doing so. But like you mentioned, they need to get every gear functioning so that Senna can have some help, especially going into the T side, which we obviously saw for both teams. There's been a lot of success. So Please Send Help switch on over. It's probably been a pretty tilting half and pretty tilting last few rounds for Please Send Help, but now they go with that lead into the second half of overtime, and this could be their chance to close it out.
Yeah, Please Send Help can close it out here. They give themselves a lifeline. If they don't, every bit of momentum is going to be in the hands of Little Bocks. They're going into Inferno. Little Bocks' best map, in my opinion. And yeah, it's not a good spot for Please Send Help to be in, especially if they drop the first map. The fact it's even gotten to overtime here, considering how it has been 14-8, 9-3, it shouldn't be in overtime. Little Bocks should have put this, or rather, Please Send Help should have put this one away long ago. Little Bocks, though, were never daunted. In fact, they just keep getting better and better for the most part. Every individual is having a moment, and it seems like they just started out really, really slow. It took them a while to get into the game, but now that they're here, there is very little advantage that Please Send Help are able to really take aside from just throwing numbers at the problem a lot of times. And we'll see if that works on T side too, because they finally got their CT side working. But it's been a long time since they were able to be on that T side, able to be the offense. And if they're unable to find their footing there again, CT side's the favored side. Little Bocks. All they need is 2 to take it to OT2.
Yeah, and we've clearly seen they are resilient. They could easily find themselves 2 of the next 3 rounds, especially, like I said, on that CT side. But they did have a struggle. You know, that has to be mentioned. Obviously, so did Please Send Help. Both of these teams had a struggle on their CT sides. The first team to get that 2 out of 3 on the CT side, in my opinion, going into overtime was like, oh, that's probably your lock for who has a chance to win this game. But I have no idea. Honestly, I'm just here because I have no idea with how this match has ended up playing out. And we knew, obviously, it was going to be a very close matchup. It is these 2 teams' best map, but it really was in the hands for Please Send Help this entire time, and they slowly saw it slip away. And like you mentioned, Little Bocks have slowly just looked incredible. They've started off, you know, trying to get the gears going, but once they got those kicking, 3 members, close to 30 kills going into overtime. You know, we saw Kianetta with a huge 4K almost ace in overtime to get them that first round. These kind of rounds that matter and where you need to see Please Send Help, like we already talked about, have some shining moments, because I know they have the potential on that team. And it's Senna, obviously, with over 30 kills already. She's had those moments. She just needs that help to spring over into overtime, and they just needed 2 more of the next 3. Please Send Help, this is when they got to get creative, try and start going for the early picks, because I would say as a team, Please Send Help are very strong aimers, and the T side is heavily effective towards them, and they should have an advantage switching on over, but it has to be a team effort. They have to be able to play Little Bocks and play better than them as a team.
Yeah, the Mads Lever Girl entry combo is going to be something to watch. Great flash supports from what we saw in the first half as well. Good utility, solid executes coming in from Please Send Help. So we'll see if we get more of that coming through here. I hope we do, because Please Send Help's T side was very, very good. It was a joy to watch, and it's no question why they got 9 rounds at the T side. They defaulted out pretty standardly. It was pretty much the same default every single round. But what they did off of the back of that default was usually different, and it was usually based off of the information they gained in the space they created. And it's a very strong tactical T side on Overpass, which does bode well for them. The only thing is, Little Bocks did read well their setup. It's just they didn't have a counter at the point in time. And also, their shots weren't really connecting. So maybe now there's something different. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to go a little deeper into this overtime and into this map alone. I don't think we're going to end Overpass in this first overtime. It just doesn't seem possible the way this game has gone so far, with both of these 2 teams just seeming to come alive when they're at death's door.
Yeah, I agree completely. We knew it was going to be a long match and a long series because these 2 teams are so close in skill level. But like you mentioned, I really don't think this is it. I don't think this overtime is going to close out this match. The only thing I could see is that because Little Bocks play a very heavy stack favored CT side, they like to immediately go 4 to one site, 4 to B side immediately, wait for that aggression, and then they'll slowly rotate off. Little Bocks, they have to be careful of that, because if the map control is taken over from Please Send Help, there is a chance for them to be able to have that. Looks like we are able to get back in the game. This, of course, is the second half of overtime. 17-16 was the scoreline here for Please Send Help. They need 2 of the next 3 to be able to win this game. We'll see if they can do it as we'll go into the match. It was a very unfortunate time in the series, probably the peak point of nervousness for both the teams for the server to try and restart itself. But we are back, and Please Send Help is back on their T side, their much favorite side, a side they found much success on.
Con control not heavily taken yet here from Please Send Help. They were quite fond of sending 2 in Con. This time it's only 1, but it doesn't even matter. Kiki wins that opening duel against Bouchard, who was the rock of this Little Bocks CT side in the first half. And that's a big loss here for Little Bocks early on. Not only is it one player, but it's somebody who's so critical to this team as Bouchard was. So to lose Bouchard early on, that's a big start and a big help to Please Send Help. We'll see if the boon can scale on as they're going to start to pressure into this B site, half number 2 of OT. They only need 2 rounds here to ship us on to Inferno, with Please Send Help winning this one. And they're slowly setting up for this B take. They're really taking this slow pib, and they're not careful, they could get caught out. They're gonna bust in though. That's a great opening kill. Sapphire, is she expected in towards pit? Great clear by Mads, and that should be the round.
And this is the Mads that Please Send Help has been waiting for, especially on that T side. Mads comes alive. She's an entry frag goddess. She can clear everything you need with the headshots required. And that is just a 2v5 left. Little Bocks, of course, they need to go for it. I mean, they don't want to give this round up easily. There will be a nice entry from Smiley on the retake. It's one down, it's Mads. Op shot does not work in favor, though. Senna still has Kimmy's number, and Lover Girl takes Smiley's. It is an 18th and a match point now in overtime for Please Send Help on their map choice. And it was a 14-8 scoreline, but now they come back to that match point again. Little Bocks need to recollect. Of course, money's still going to be there in overtime. But now they got to be cautious of giving that entry frag over to Please Send Help. We know what they can do with it.
Now we have a timeout here. I'm not sure if it's attack or a tech. We'll figure that one out as we go along. But this is the end of the rope here for Little Bocks. This is now them up against map point. They have not faced this point before. They got to map point before what Please Send Help did to take us into overtime in the first place. But that was a very blistering B take, especially with that opening pick onto Bashard and Khan. Dry peek, Coster. And now Little Bocks have to win the next two in a row to give themselves OT2. Please Send Help. One more round is all they need to claim this map as their own and secure that their pick was the right opportunity, the right choice here. Again, one towards Khan is Kiki, but she's going to play very passive under the ladder now. Kimmy holding a fountain angle, a pixel angle out towards top bathrooms. And it's a slow 2-1-2 default again from Please Send Help, as is their custom. The default's out again here. Smiley, though, up on top of the sandbags, looking for the opening picks. Little Bocks starting to get a little more aggressive towards the B site in terms of information gathering. Now, I think they're going to fall off the boost weight. That's a great opportunity to spot anybody coming through. Mads is going to come through here. Lover Girl joining as well. Kianetta's not going to be watched for here. This is a golden road, and they're going to take the first. That's a perfect pick.
That is on Mads, who's already starting this overtime on fire. This is where the nervousness kicks in, obviously, for both teams. Once match point is hit, especially in the first stage of overtime, it's at peak nervousness. And now we'll see that silencer might be spotted here. Senna's going to find the equalizer back. One more to deal with. That's Kimmy, though, playing that closed bathrooms angle. She'll be able to fall back. And with 35 seconds left, Please Send Help have made their decision. It's this A site. It's going to be a 2 versus 3 on the retake for Little Bocks, but they're not retaking anything. Kimmy's trying to take the aggression over to Piggy Kiki. She's the only player here. The other two are out towards Lung. If Little Bocks find this kill, might be able to find this round and keep themselves alive in overtime. Kimmy with the timing. Kiki's waiting just long enough. The nades start to fly through, and so do the shots, but they both go in favor of Please Send Help. It's now a 3 versus 2, and they have a site.
Kianetta and Sapphire it all to do. The nade goes forward, and it does absolutely no damage. If it landed on Lover Girl, then it would have been an even 2v2. And a retake possible here for the Little Bocks, but it's going to be very difficult. Both coming from the same sort of side. One jump up, one bank. Lover Girl out towards Long, has Jessica's out towards the side of the truck as well. The spray from Jessica's finds Kianetta. One for Sapphire, only one. The gem will only shine so bright. And it will be Please Send Help to close out their map pick. It was wild, it was woolly, but they are able to get it across the line in the end. 19-16, and Please Send Help. A laughter well-deserved, as that one was far too close for comfort.
Yeah, they could take a little bit of breather after all that just ensued. We knew it